In this module, we're going to look at property abandonment. It doesn't happen very often, but it is something that does happen and something that has to be handled in the right sort of way in order to make sure that you don't breach the tenant's rights and the landlord doesn't have a problem. Sometimes a tenant may just disappear. The first sign of this may be the rent falls into arrears. There could be good reasons for this. It might be a family emergency, it might be an illness, they might be in hospital. These are good reasons why a tenant has abandoned the property. And of course, they could well have forgotten to inform the agent, or it's not been possible to inform the agent about what has happened. For this reason, the tenant's rights need to be considered. An external visit to the property may well give you an indication of whether the absence of the tenant is likely to be temporary or permanent. So for example, they may have left furniture there. If you suspect that the tenant is not going to return, should firstly arrange a formal property visit, giving the requisite notice, and then make the property visit. Even if it's clear that the tenant has abandoned the property because all the possessions have been taken, neither you nor the landlord can simply assume this and take immediate steps to re-let the property. There is a process that you have to go through because you may well be breaching the tenant's right under the Protection from Eviction Act. First of all, you must try and establish the facts however you can. Contact the tenant's referees, the police, hospitals, schools, neighbours. Try and discover where they are. If it's clear they've left as all their possessions have been removed, you may change the locks, but a notice should be displayed on the property explaining the actions in case they come back. If the tenant appears to have abandoned some of their possessions, then you must follow a strict process to ensure that the matter is dealt with legally. An inventory and photographs of exactly what has been left should be produced. This assists with problems should the tenant return and question why his belongings have been taken and why they're missing. Your tenancy agreement should have an abandonment clause in there indicating how long you will retain the tenant's abandoned possessions in the property, but they must be stored for at least 3 months. Subsequently, the items can be sold, the proceeds being used to settle any cleaning and storage costs and any other costs that you've incurred. Unfortunately, any balance remaining should be held in your client's account for 6 years in case the tenant returns. And if you do manage to keep the money for 6 years, then it should be given to charity at the end of the 6 years.